Good morning, my dear students. It gives me great pleasure to talk to you students through video presentations like this as usual after a long time. Today we are going to discuss certain basic concepts related to vectors in 3D. If I am going to be given 2 points A and B in a plane, if I am going to draw a segment, line segment joining those two, I mean to say segment AB is drawn. If I am going to think about simply a line segment AB is the same as segment BA. But if I start from A and if I end with B, I mean to say vector AB is drawn. Vector AB. Okay, we write like this. Vector AB is drawn. On the other hand, if I start from B and end with A, I mean to say segment BA is drawn. Segment BA is drawn. Okay, I repeat, if I am going to be given simply a line segment AB is the same as segment BA. But if I start from A and end with B, I mean to say vector AB is produced or vector AB is drawn. Okay, similarly, if I start from B and end with A, I mean to say vector BA is produced or BA is drawn, and notation is like this: AB vector, BA vector, etc. Therefore, in general, the definition of a vector is given as a directed line segment. Line segment is considered and some direction is also be involved. That is the real meaning of vector. Okay, then length of the segment representing the given vector is known as the modulus of the vector. Okay, it is called the modulus. Modulus, we write symbol, we write like this. Okay, or without vector symbol, if I write, it is something like, it is called the modulus of the given vector. Modulus, magnitude, both will give you the same. For example, if this is of length 2 centimeters, let us say, then mod AB is equal to 2 centimeter. That's the meaning. I repeat, length of the segment representing the given vector is known as its modulus or magnitude of the vector. Okay, if length is exactly 1 unit, let us say, okay, we call it as unit vector. 1 unit, I call it as 1 unit because if the measurement is in terms of centimeters, it should be 1 centimeter. If the measurement is in terms of kilometers, it should be kilometer. If measurement is in terms of decimeter, it should be 1 decimeter. If it is in terms of meters, it should be 1 meter. Therefore, in general, the length of the segment representing the given vector is 1 unit. It is called unit vector. We call unit vector with cap notation like this, AB cap. Okay, then if the length of the vector is exactly is equal to 0, I mean to say it is 0 vector. Therefore, 0 vector is denoted by simply a point. It doesn't move at all. If it moves little bit, even for example 0.1 centimeter, it will have a definite length, okay, positive length. Here it doesn't have a length, therefore unit 0 vector is general denoted by simply a point, and direction of 0 vector is immaterial. It's not known to us, it is not defined, it is immaterial. Okay, I repeat the whole process. If I am going to think about simply a segment AB is the same as segment BA. On the other hand, if I start from A and end with B, I mean to say vector AB is produced, AB is drawn. If I start from B and end with A, I mean to say segment BA is drawn. Here the directions are opposite each other. This is an example of negative vectors to each other. AB vector is the same as minus of BA vector. The direction is exactly opposite to each other and the length is the same for both. I mean to say they are negative vectors to each other. Okay. Then of course, length of the segment represented given vector is known as the modulus or magnitude of the vector. And here it is mod AB is 2 centimeter. Without the vector symbol, I'll write the modulus of a vector in general. If the modulus of a vector is exactly 1 unit, it is called a unit vector. Normally, unit vectors are written as cap notations like this. And if modulus of vector is 0 unit, I mean to say it doesn't move at all, the point doesn't move at all, therefore it is represented by simply a point, okay, and direction of 0 vector is immaterial, okay, and of course two vectors having the same direction and same magnitude are supposed to be equal vectors. In the drawn diagram A, B, C, D, they are of same direction and they are of same magnitude. Therefore, they both are equal. Here AB vector is equal to CD vector. See the diagram. Okay, on the other hand, I'll say this is minus DC vector. This is minus DC vector. The length is the same, modulus is the same, and directions are just opposite each other. I mean to say they are negative vectors to each other. Okay, let it be. Just listen carefully. Now, what I will do here is, I am given two parallel lines, let us say. Okay, let me take line L and line M, which are parallel to each other. Let us imagine. Okay, what I do here is, I take vector AB here. Okay, I take vector CD here. I'll be able to take an equal vector C1 D1 on L itself. Let me just explain once again. I am given two parallel lines L and M, and if I am given AB vector on L and CD vector on M, I'll be able to produce C1 D1 vector is equal to CD vector on L itself. Therefore, in the case of vectors, parallelism and collinearity will imply the same. I repeat, if you want, I've taken two parallel lines L and M. I've taken a vector AB vector on L and CD vector on M. I'll be able to think about C1 D1 vector equal to CD vector on L itself. Therefore, in the case of vectors, parallelism and collinearity both will imply the same. Both will definitely imply the same. Okay, let me just imagine AB of, let us just imagine this is a 4 centimeters length. Okay, CD, let us say, of 2 centimeters. Okay, they are of same direction. I'll be able to write AB as 2 CD vector, or CD vector is equal to half AB vector. Just listen carefully. If I am given two vectors A, B, C, D of same direction, and if I am given length of AB is 4 centimeters, length of CD is 2 centimeters, or modulus anyway, we call it as modulus in general. Okay, I'll be able to write AB vector as twice as CD vector, or CD vector as half AB vector. Therefore, you can generalize if two vectors AB vector comma CD vector, or in general I can simply write it as A vector B vector. Two vectors A vector B vector, A vector comma B vector are parallel, then I'll be able to write A vector as K times B vector, where K is a scalar. Okay, K is positive if and only if A vector B vector are of same direction. They are of same direction. K is negative if and only if A vector B vector are of opposite directions. Okay, these things you are supposed to remember anyway. Let me just repeat. I have taken AB vector of length 4 centimeters. I have taken CD vector of length 2 centimeters. I am able to visualize and I am able to observe carefully. AB vector can be written as twice of CD vector, or CD vector can be written as half of AB vector, or you can even write this as AB vector is minus 2 of DC vector, or CD vector is minus half of BA vector. Either way you can write. Therefore, here the constant is positive because they are same direction. Here the constant is negative because they both of opposite directions. AB, DC are opposite directions. CD, B are opposite directions. Okay. Now for in general, I can generalize this. A vector, B vector are parallel if and only if A vector can be written as K times B vector, where K is a scalar, and K is positive if and only if A, B or they are of same direction. K is positive. If K is positive, they are of same direction. K is negative, they will be of opposite directions. If they are of opposite directions, K is negative. That's the real meaning of this if and only if property. Also, you can very well write mod K to B is equal to mod A by mod B, because your K can also be negative. Therefore, I write it as modulus K. Therefore, modulus K is given by modulus A by modulus B vector. Therefore, the condition for two vectors to be parallel. How to think about it? We have just now seen by an example and a generalization. Okay, just imagine here you are given AB of length, let us say 4 centimeters. 1, 2, 3. I'll be able to write, think about some points over here. Okay, A1, A2, A3 in between them, such that A1 length is equal to A1, A2 is equal to A2, A3 is equal to A3B. It will be divided into 4 equal parts. Each is equal to 1 unit. This is always possible. Therefore, AB vector can be written as 4 into A1 cap. The unit vector along the same direction. I repeat, or you can even write 4 AB cap, that is also correct, doesn't matter. Okay, A1 would be meaningful as far as I am concerned. I repeat, if I am given a vector AB, I'll be of length 4 centimeters, let us say. I'll be able to think about 3 points in between A and B, such that A1 is equal to A1, A2 equal to A2, A3 is equal to A3B is equal to 1 unit. Therefore, vector AB can be written as 4 times the unit vector along the same direction. Therefore, in general, any vector A can be written as A vector is equal to mod A vector into unit vector along the same direction. Okay, any vector can be written as modulus of the vector into the unit vector along the same direction. These are the things you are supposed to remember anyway before proceeding with your concepts related to 3D. Just we take two non-collinear vectors, AB vector and BC vector. Then AC vector can be written as AB vector plus BC vector. This is called triangle law of addition of vectors. Triangle law of addition of vectors. Okay, let me just repeat. If I take two non-collinear vectors, AB vector, BC vector, BC vector of different directions, then I'll be able to write AC vector as AB vector plus BC vector. Therefore, this is called triangle law of addition of vectors. Okay, triangle law of addition of vectors. Let us now consider the introduction about three-dimensional geometry using this room atmosphere. Let me consider this particular edge of this room to be the positive direction of x-axis. Let me consider this particular edge to be the positive direction of y-axis. And of course, this edge I will consider to be the positive direction of z-axis. Okay, the meeting point, the corner, this point is supposed to be the origin O0, 0, 0. Then any point in x-axis will be of the form x, 0, 0 because it doesn't move towards the positive and negative direction of y and z axis. Okay, and any point on y axis will be of the form 0, y, 0, and any point on z axis will be of the form 0, 0, z. Okay, if I move further to the other side, here for this particular thing, it will be the negative direction of x-axis. If I move this to the other side of the room, obviously the other room over there, it will be the negative direction of y-axis. And if I move this down further, that will be the negative direction of z-axis. The floor or the plane in which I am standing now is called the xy plane because that is obtained because of the x and y axis. Okay, and this particular wall is because of the y axis and z axis. Therefore, it is called the yz plane. And this particular wall is obtained because of x axis and z axis. Therefore, this is called xz axis. Any point on xy plane will be of the form x, y, 0 because it doesn't move towards the positive and negative direction of z axis. And any point on xz plane here in this wall, okay, in this wall, this is supposed to be of the form x, 0, z, and any point on yz plane will be of the form 0, y, z. These are the things you are supposed to remember. And I will always consider the unit vector along the positive direction of x-axis to be I cap. Then I will just consider the unit vector along the positive direction of y-axis to be j cap, and I will consider the unit vector along the positive z-axis to be k cap. Okay, just imagine that you are given a point over here in space. Just imagine, it is not difficult to follow. Okay, this is my point P. Okay, now OP vector is being drawn. What I will do is, I will draw a perpendicular from this point to the xy axis. The foot of the perpendicular will lie on nearer to my left leg over there, nearer to my leg over here. Okay, then I will draw P1, P2. Let the foot of the perpendicular here be P1. Then I will just draw P1, P2 perpendicular to x-axis. Therefore, I will be applying triangle law of addition of vectors. Okay, just listen carefully. I should find out OP vector. What I will do here is, I will be able to write it as OP1 vector here plus P1 P vector. Again, I will be able to write it as OP2 vector in this direction plus P2 P1 vector here. Okay, then P1 P vector automatically, and OP2 vector is nothing but modulus OP2 into, of course, I cap, the unit vector along the positive direction of x-axis I cap, plus this is anyway modulus P2 P1 vector into here the direction is j cap, plus again it will be P1 P vector into k cap. Just listen carefully. If I consider this point to be x, y, z, I will get it to be xi cap plus yj cap plus zk cap. Let me repeat again. Let me just repeat again. Okay, I have taken a point. This is my point P, x, y, z in space. Okay, that is joined with O. Okay, OP vector. You have to imagine over here. Let me draw a perpendicular from P to xy axis. Now for my foot of the perpendicular P1 is nearer to my leg over here. Okay, I will draw P1 P2 vector to my x-axis. This is my x-axis. Okay, just listen. Now I will be applying triangle of addition. Okay, twice. OP vector can be written as OP1 vector plus P1P vector. Again can be written as OP2 vector plus P2 P1 vector here plus P1P vector, which is written as modulus OP2 vector into I cap plus modulus P2 P1 vector into j cap plus modulus P1P vector into k cap. Okay, therefore I mean to say automatically it is xi cap plus yj cap plus zk cap. Therefore, if I take a general point P x, y, z in space, okay, I mean to say I will get it to be automatically the position vector of that particular point from the origin O0, is given by xi cap plus yj cap plus zk cap. Then this distance can also be obtained by applying Pythagoras theorem twice. I will get modulus OP as root of OP1 square plus P1P square is equal to root of OP2 square plus P2 P1 square plus P1P square. Therefore, it will be automatically root of x square plus y square plus z square. That will automatically give you distance between O0, and Pxyz is root of x square plus y square plus z square. This is how we give introduction to 3D. Whatever we have seen in the room atmosphere earlier, let me draw it out and explain over here. Okay, I have taken this to be the positive direction of x-axis and this to be positive direction of z-axis and this to be positive direction of y-axis. Okay, these are the things, they are mutually perpendicular axes. Okay, the meeting point is supposed to be the origin O0, Okay, the meeting point here is origin O0, Here if I move further, here it is a negative direction of x-axis. If I move further down here, it is called negative direction of z-axis. If I move further here, it is called negative direction of y-axis. Here the unit vector along this direction is I cap. Unit vector along this direction is k cap. unit vector along this direction is j cap. Sorry, along this direction, y axis is j cap. And of course, this is my xy plane. This is my xz plane. This is my yz plane. Any point on x-axis will be of the form x, 0, 0. Any point on z-axis will be of the form 0, 0, z. Any point on y-axis will be of the form 0, y, 0. And any point in xy plane will be of the form x, y, 0. Any point in xz plane will be of the form x, 0, z. Any point on yz plane will be of the form 0, y, z. These are the things you are supposed to remember. Okay, if I take, let us say, a general point P, x, y, z in space. Okay, I wish to draw this. I'll draw P, P1, let us say, perpendicular to xy plane. Okay, I will draw P1, P2 perpendicular to y axis, let it be, y axis, x axis, anyway, it doesn't matter, we get the same answer anyway, it doesn't matter. Okay, therefore I'll be applying triangle law of addition thrice. OP vector can be written as OP1 vector plus P1P vector. This was explained by the room atmosphere earlier. Okay, this can again be written as OP2 vector plus P2P1 vector. Therefore, this is anyway, this length is anyway y value, y into j cap plus x into I cap plus z into k cap. Let me repeat. OP vector can be written as OP1 vector plus P1P vector by triangle law of addition. Again can be written as OP2 vector plus P2P1 vector plus P1P vector. Okay, just listen. OP vector can be written as OP1 vector plus P1P vector, which is again OP2 vector plus P2P1 vector plus P1P vector, which is modulus OP2 into this is j cap plus modulus P2 P1 into this is anyway I cap plus modulus P1 P into K cap. This is nothing but Y J cap Z X I cap plus Z K cap. This is known as, this is the position vector in general, X I cap plus Y J cap plus Z K cap. Also modulus OP can be written as root of OP1 square plus P1 P square. Again, I will be applying Pythagoras theorem twice. OP2 square plus P2 P1 square plus P1 P square. This is anyway y square plus x square plus z square. Now for distance between O 0 0 0 and capital B x, y, z is given by root of x square plus y square plus z square. Root of x square plus y square plus z square. This much was explained by me in the room atmosphere, that is being explained with this also. Okay. At the beginning of this explanation, in all of the places, if I start with B and end with A, vector BA is produced. By mistake, I said segment BA is produced. Just small correction, make the change and learn. And in the explanation related to the room atmosphere, the combination of y and z axis, that particular plane is called YZ plane. By mistake, it was said as YZ axis. It is not YZ axis, it is YZ plane. Make these two changes and then learn. Thank you students for patient watching. Thank you students. We'll continue with the remaining concepts in a different video. Those who are interested, you can subscribe and watch. The very idea of subscription is you will get automatic notification if any new video is being uploaded. If you feel the videos are good, if they are very helpful to you, you can subscribe and watch. Subscription has no charges. Thank you.